You might remember a while back when Rocket League introduced an update that supposedly was tackling the DDoSing and bot situation, but unfortunately that did not work out. It did not do anything at all, and now they're one-upping themselves here, introducing anti-cheat, easy anti-cheat into Rocket League in April. Of course, this whole bot situation doesn't really affect players, under GC3. Or so, but that doesn't mean it's not a problem. It is a problem, and it does affect the esport especially. Now, let's look before I kind of summarize a lot of the things mentioned here. We are going to look at some tweets, what some people think here. This guy saying, y'all getting fooled. Cheaters will bypass this just like in Fortnite. This anti-cheat has been getting used in a bunch of games, still is getting used. And so we do know a bit of information. Apparently, this guy claims that this happened in Fortnite as well, and people bypassed it pretty easily. And apparently, we do have an image. I cannot confirm the validity of this screenshot or even where it was taken. But apparently, in some place, they are already releasing versions of this. I don't know if it's a DDoSing thing or a bot, service here. But they're already aware of the EAC anti-cheat coming, and they've already worked around it apparently. So they're already on it. But I imagine prices will go up, so I imagine that will also deter some people from getting these services. So at least the numbers should be going down. So maybe you think, oh, that's a good thing. At least they're going down. We don't know by how much, but they should be going down by some amount, even if it's just 5-10% of the current bots we have, right? Well, there are other issues that come into this, and with EAC, you will no longer be able to use bakkesmod. Bakkesmod is basically a modifier on Rocket League, or a mod, as most people would call it, on Rocket League, that probably like 90 or 95% of GCs use if they are on PC. This is a PC program, of course, and it allows you to do a bunch of things. Most importantly, for a lot of people, it does allow you to use cosmetics that you don't already have. Most importantly, Alpha Boost, because it's an item that you cannot obtain anymore. And it's a boost that essentially everybody uses. That is good. Almost everybody. So a lot of outrage about that. That part I don't really care about too much personally. Alpha Boost, if you started using Alpha Boost, I kind of just see it as your own fault. It is just placebo. Once you get into the placebo, it is real. But if you just decided never to use Alpha Boost, you never would have had this magical debuff as soon as you don't use Alpha Boost, right? It's not really a buff. It's actually just setting a standard of like, this is my favorite boost. So if I don't use my favorite boost, I play worse. It's basically that. It doesn't really make you play better. Really, unless maybe your first session, because you thought, oh, pros use this must be the best boost, this will make me play better. Maybe your first couple games you play better, but yeah, it was very temporary, and long term it was only going to serve as a debuff for when you don't use Alpha Boost. So personally, I think it's kind of your own fault, but I know that that's a bit of a hot take, I must admit. But bakkesmod comes with a whole lot of other features, like player POV after scoring a goal, colored free play, MMR viewer, which apparently they are introducing though, so at least they are answering this, and for people that don't have bakkesmod, they do get this feature added for them as well, which is nice. But yeah, bakkesmod comes in with a bunch of other features as well, like you can play local matches against bots for practice, so just you and the bot, not in actual ranked matches. You're not allowed to use bots in ranked matches, but just for local matches, that's something you could do with bakkesmod for personal practice. It also provides free play features, custom training features to, further emphasize your trading efficiency and stuff like this. So yeah, I'll kind of give my summary of the whole situation. So coming in April, the update supposedly coming somewhere in April. Some of the negatives, I could probably make a whole list of things why removing bakkesmod is bad, but here I've just put no bakkesmod. But also programs like DS4 will be getting flagged by EAC. DS4, something to do with PS4 controllers or whatnot, or just PlayStation controllers, or just controllers in general. I'm not sure, but I know a lot of people use this for their controllers to adjust certain things about it. So that will also be getting flagged. To my knowledge anyways, correct me if I'm wrong. No tournament overlays anymore. Also, these things will be getting flagged. I remember seeing basically we can allow specific accounts to play online matches, private matches, and tournaments with the anti-cheat turned off. We'll offer this option to partners on a case-by-case basis. So I imagine unless, RLCS, Epic, Sonics recognize you as this massive individual or massive tournament organizer, you won't really be given this privilege, right? Which is a big shame because less tournaments will have overlays, a lot less tournaments will have overlays. And Rocket League is known for its very passionate grassroots scene, so definitely it's going to be a big minus, right? Definitely a notable minus for the community, competitive community as a whole. Another minus is obviously it won't completely fix bot and DDoSing issues. Probably, right? So I guess I should add in there. Probably won't completely fix it. Plus R is it will somewhat fix it. That's kind of the question here, and I guess maybe guys in the comments you can give your own input here, but how much will this influence the whole bots and DDoSing situation? Do we think it's going to be like 5-10% less bots? It's going to be a massive number like 40%? I doubt that it's going to be something like 90%. That would be very surprising to me, but maybe it does. I don't think so though. And then I should re-emphasize as well that bots and DDoSing is probably only an issue for people that are like GC3. Looking at just Europe and NA specifically, it's only a notable issue, at least for people that are like GC3 or above. So for the larger community, they won't even feel the improvements of this whole debacle, right? Or this update, I should say. Another plus is, like I just mentioned earlier, MMR viewer is coming. That is something that was already in bakkesmod, but it does, it is something new for people who didn't already have bakkesmod. Supposedly, it's also going to come with a flip reset indicator option, so that should be interesting. I'll try to find it here in the actual section here, but yeah, changes to custom training and an optional flip reset indicator. So that might be cool, right? And you can actually still run the offline RL version still with bakkesmod. So if you want to run an offline version, I believe you can use bakkesmod. I use some of its features, but yeah, it'll be kind of annoying to use because you'd have to like close the game, I think, and then reopen it in an offline version as soon as you want to use some bakkesmod features. And the most common reason why people use it is probably the alpha boost anyways, which you're not going to use in ranked matches anymore. So, it's not much of a plus, but it is a plus. All right, you can still somewhat, you use bakkesmod to some extent. So there's that. So yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. Let me know your guys' thoughts about the whole situation, and yeah, that's it really.